Hi. For too long, we've been putting up with these grotesque, vulgar supermarket bagels, manufactured in the masses. Do they think we can't taste? Do they think we're pigs? I want you to tell me, why should we put up with this? Why should we be content? Yo, let me show you how to make one of these. Our bagels are going to begin with 300 grams, or about 1.5 cups of 85-degree water. Into the water goes 10 grams of instant yeast and 25 grams of white sugar. Give it a low mix and let it sit for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it should be all foamy, and we'll give it another mix like so. Next, in a large bowl, mix 500 grams of bread flour with 1.5 teaspoons of salt and our yeast mixture. This is a 60% hydration dough, meaning for every 10 grams of flour, we use 6 grams of water. Keep that in mind if you want to create larger portions. I'll have all the conversions in the description below. Mix until it reaches a shaggy mess, then dump it all onto a clean surface. The next step is to knead the dough. Take the dough and fold it over itself, then apply pressure. We're going to repeat this process for the next 15 minutes. Trust me, you'll get sore. Just get over it. At least now you'll have an excuse for why one arm is bigger than the other. After the 15 minutes is over, we're going to begin folding the dough in on itself, making it into a nice ball. Then take the seam side and put it on a dry, non-floured surface. We want it to stick so we can get rid of the seam. Lightly oil a bowl and roll the dough around in it so it doesn't stick. Then, take a damp towel and cover the bowl. Leave it for 1 hour to rise. Now, we got a big ol' fluffy dough boy. So what we gonna do? Deflate it. There we go. A little more. Get your anger out. There we go. After you've relieved all your anger, we're gonna take the dough boy out and put him on a floured surface. From there, we're gonna divide him into 8 semi-equal parts. But it's okay if they're not all the same, cause, nobody's perfect. Once you're done cutting your dough into these 8 triangles, you gotta make sure to separate them, cause we don't want them to stick. That would be no good. Then, you're gonna take each one individually and roll them over itself, kinda like what we did with the big dough. Then, you're going to push it through your hands to make it nice and round. Finally, you're going to put it on a non-floured surface so it sticks and rounds. Once each ball has been carefully crafted, you will sort them onto a baking sheet. From there, you will lay a damp towel over them and let them proof for 10 more minutes. Now it's time to shape our bagels. What you want to do is get some flour on your hands and poke a hole through the center of the balls. Then you will slowly spin your fingers around the inside, being careful not to get too wide. They may look small now, but don't worry, they'll rise. Bring a pot of water to a boil. Turn it down a little so it's not too rough. We're going to layer in 4 bagels at a time, giving them room to grow. You can boil them for 1.5 to 2.5 minutes per side. I prefer 1.5 for my ideal chewiness. While the bagels are boiling, make sure you're preheating an oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. As the bagels finish boiling, you want to lay them on the baking sheet that you'll be using for the oven. Make sure it's lightly greased. Now it's time to talk seasoning. I'm going to be using an everything bagel seasoning because I'm not no chump, but if you want them plain, you do you. First, you want to brush them with an egg wash on each bagel, whether you're seasoning it or not. Then, proceed to add whatever spices you desire. Everything bagel seasoning is quite easy to make. You're going to want to mix 2 tablespoons each of poppy seeds and flaky salt, and then 1 tablespoon each of white sesame seeds, black sesame seeds, dried minced garlic, and dried minced onion. Once you're done seasoning your bagels, you'll want to bake them for 20 minutes in the 425 degrees Fahrenheit oven, making sure to turn the pan around after 10 minutes. And now, enjoy.